Welcome back to Final Fantasy 13 and the Lindblom. Remember, Final Fantasy is a serious RPG. We can't have any actual Final Fantasy elements, just towns and airships named after classic Final Fantasy stuff.
So what, we find him and that's that?
Don't get all hot and bothered.
Sarah, am I doing the right thing?
Flashback. Oh, hi, Genova. That's actually one of my favorite scenes in the entire game. I'm not really actually sure why. I just think it's like really cool and really well done. I really like that visual of this huge fight being on like a nice idyllic beach with like really bright colors and stuff. It's really quite different. Like it's still a dramatic scene. They're launching missiles at him, but yeah, it's nothing like it's not dark and dreary for the sake of it or anything like that. It's a very non-standard chase. I like that. Something I like less is Snow's weird decision-making process here. It's kind of questionable. It's like, oh no, my flying motorcycle is damaged. Guess I'd better park by this weird glowing gray portal thing on the Fal'Cie. It's even moving. That's a good sign, right? And tentacles. Seriously, what was his reasoning for like why did he park by the Fal'Cie? Why did he do this? And yeah. One must wonder what purpose that actually serves on the device itself. It has a weird glowing portal thing that seals itself inside a metal capsule. And generic Snow grunt when he gets hurt. I always find it weird. Like I don't mind hearing the same sound effect over and over during gameplay, but when they actually use it in a cutscene, it just strikes me as weird. Also, maybe it's just me, but didn't the sand back there look kind of polygonal?
I went to the Fal'Cie hoping to help her, but I was too late.
Ah, too late. If only I hadn't parked by the Fal'Cie's girl capture device.
I knew you were hard-headed.
That was... Ow!
Snap to it. We're rolling out.
Yeah.
But yes, what's going on here? Is Snow going to help them fight the l'Cie and capture them and stuff? Clearly something more must be going on.
I will keep my promise, Lightning.
Meanwhile, with our other band of misfits, welcome to the Sunleth Waterscape. With weird flame crystal tentacle things? I don't even know. Not sure why they're here either. This isn't like the crystal place from before. Or the metal tree forest or something like that. Like, yeah, this is just a very natural looking area, so why does it have weird crystal fire tentacle things?
So, where we headed?
Dunno.
You don't know? I thought you had somewhere in mind the way you took off.
I followed the smell.
What?
Didn't you know? Vanille's actually a police dog.
Smells nice. All naturey.
Just smells damp.
I wonder if this is the first game where someone had to actually animate that in-depth of a HD nose.
Skyfleet. Closest city that way is Palampolum. That is not good. I wonder if those two were caught in the net.
What do we do?
I feel like if this was an older Final Fantasy game, then
What do we do?
going to Palampoilum would be like optional, and you'd be able to get the twin cast ability there or something.
Right. No choice. We run the other way.
Ooh, Vanille's branching out. She'll discover whole new realms of running.
Nautilus.
As we set off, it was like he'd forgotten that I was still there.
We want to get the Nautilus. Our road's through here. First things first, we need to clear these woods.
So, nice change of pace, nice green and orange landscape instead of the, well, blue and green we've had all this time up to now. It's a very nice, very weird marsh setting. And where there's vegetation, apparently there's these things.
You're gonna regret this.
Yeah, this is the game's version of a flan. A flandragora. Yeah. So yeah, like if you any other flan you've seen in Final Fantasy, you know that they're weak to magic. And they usually have a specific weakness, like fire or something like that. But the big thing about them is that physical attacks are pretty much worthless. Not so much in this game, actually, but in other Final Fantasies, a physical attack would do like 1 point of damage, and that's the max you could do, basically. But yeah, with this case, it's just magic is the preferred alternative. So even commandos will usually use like Ruin or something like that, like how Saz is right now. But yeah, the other defining characteristic is that they're very stretchy. They have very limited eyesight, so if you are careful, you can pretty easily catch up on them. When they actually come out of the ground, they're completely blind, so you can actually run right into them and still get a preemptive strike. But if they notice you, their arms will stretch out really far. It's very easy to just get hit by them anyways if you're trying to avoid a fight. But why would you avoid a fight?
All this dampness is damp.
Yep, all the enemies here are like blobs of slime and frogs and stuff. Theming. Hedge frog. Not sure if pun. Now, these frogs aren't that much of a deal, but later on, there's some bigger, worse frogs. They'll swarm you.
This place would make a nice.
And at that point I realized that for some reason Saz actually ran off in the wrong way. That's usually my way of telling if I'm going the wrong way or not, because you want to go the wrong way, obviously, to get the treasures and stuff. And usually your party members will run off in the right direction. So you go the opposite direction they're going, and then you get the treasure. But Saz went the wrong way. He went left instead of going straight. So yeah, that's kind of weird. It is kind of weird, like with these whole opening segments, there's basically an entire story programmed into the AI path of your partners, and you probably won't notice it because there's a lot of times where it just doesn't trigger. It's weird.
Be just a little quiet. For all we know, they
I don't know why they made the flans look like cherries or tomatoes or something like that. You know, you can kind of get away with the whole corridor thing in most of Final Fantasy 13, but it just gets weird in this one because what are they, like, they're either just this random path of foliage that they just keep walking along. It just looks really unnatural in a very natural looking setting. Like, they could at least have made this on the ground, but no, it's instead like foliage suspended on like a big cliff or something like that, made of mud no less. Just flying high above the ground. It's very weird. Oh, that right there was actually Saz's Blitz, which is probably one of the weirdest, most underrated / best abilities in the game. Because unlike, say, Lightning's Blitz attack, where she just does a spin that has a bit of range, Saz will fire basically a horizontal line across the battlefield, and each one of the attacks does only a percentage of his normal attack damage, but he fires a ton of shots. And if you actually get like a really huge enemy or something and use that repeatedly, you'll be doing so much more damage than you should, and it's really, really handy in that regard. Even with just dealing with crowds, it's still much better because it has a way huger range than Lightning, or I can't remember who else has Blitz, but yeah, it's actually, yeah, it's the best Blitz in the game, easily. I kind of feel like all of this like extra fauna they had to make for the like these areas, like flora and fauna, I guess. Cause that's this thing about like the flans, but also like, yeah, just like all these individual little plants and like the fruit that's growing in there and stuff like that. That probably all has like a story to it in like the concept development, and then they just had to put it in. Like they probably put a ton of thought into like research into like what kinds of plants and stuff grow there and make stuff that's kind of realistic but kind of alien at the same time. And they probably have so much thought put into it that no one will ever see unless maybe they got the art book. Because I know that Square Enix does some crazy stuff like that. Like, they have Cinderella in Kingdom Hearts, and there's a part where you go inside of the house, like with like the mice, and they actually like researched the interior of like Victorian house, or Victorian era house, I should say, just to get the level design correct. Yeah, in Kingdom Hearts, in like a cartoon Cinderella world thing where no one would have noticed they had done anything else. I mean, who's going to tear open their wall and check inside to see if the Kingdom Hearts level design is accurate? Yeah, that's why I feel like they must have done something like that in this case too.
It's too late.
I mean, for all people talk about like all the bad mouthing they'll give for Square Enix for putting too much effort into graphics, they definitely do their work.
You're right.
So, what's his name?
Flashback.
Dodge.
I wonder if these fireworks are made out of magic, now I think about it.
Making a wish, huh? What'd you wish for?
I like how exasperated Saz looks at Dodge making a wish, like, you're making a wish? Huh?
Well, you're never happy. You never smile. So here's what I wished. I wish that you'd cheer up and be like your old self again.
How about that?
Whoa.
Your wish came true.
Yeah.
Yay, happy family stuff.
Wow.
Just imagine it's set for a tragedy or something like that.
What for, Dad?
That's my little secret.
Oh, who is this friendly-looking person? Maybe we'll find out next time.
Saz,
You think we will?
you alright?
Or did he just zone out for like 30 seconds? And he's like, are you alright? Or maybe it's like one of those opposite time dilation things where actually he was sitting there for like an hour remembering a 30-second clip.
Let's go.
Now I got kids looking out for me. Some dad I am.
But yes, will Saz's parenting skills prevail? Find out next time. See you then.